We're live. Today on the Cristopolis show, I have the honor of interviewing action figure 973. Hip hop needed a luchador, and action figure answered the call. He's a producer and an MC, and he's been releasing a steady stream of albums, EPs, beat tapes, music videos, and he just was on a variety of performances. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about his career, more about the man behind the mask, his production, his incredible discography that he's been releasing album and project after project since 2022. Let's bring him in and talk to him about what he's been up to.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, my brother, action figure. It's an honor to have you on the Cristopolis show. Thank you for making the time to talk about your career and more so people can get to know the man behind the mask. How you doing, my bro?
I am good, man. I am so good. First off, I got to thank you for the beautiful intro, man. I'm glad that I waited so long to hear an intro from you like that, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yo, so you were just performing in DC, which is my hometown. How did that go?
Oh, word. Hell yeah, man. That went super dope, man. I was a part of this. Shout out to Big Eleanor Records, man. They're from out of Lancaster, PA, and they're cool with Open Market, which is like a record label. They're an event space and just all around like show creators and artists. So we just got the invite out, man, and and I love DC. Like, me and my wife, been going down to DC, I think since like 2015 for like different like comic book stuff and all that. Like I'm a comic head, so
Yeah.
yeah, man. So I just fell in love with that city, and I always wanted to come back and rap. So I got to rap. I got to shoot a video while we were there. You know what I'm saying? We were only there for really 20. Not It wasn't supposed to be 24 hours, but it was bus delays and all of that. So we were out there a little longer than just the showtime. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was dope.
But DC's got so many beautiful like locations that you want to take advantage of it and make sure that you get like some video footage. Now, I know that you've got a rollout, you've got all sorts of projects in the pipeline. Can you share with us the new video? Is it for something off the new album, something coming, that hasn't been released yet?
So when I shot out in DC was Blue Magic off of Sui Generous.
I love that.
So
joint.
yeah, I am proud of that joint. I'm so happy, man, that you like that. But yeah, so my guy Ned Schimmelfinney, shout out to Ned, man. He was like, "Yo, I want you to shoot a video for Blue Magic," and it was like maybe the day before we were heading out. So I was like, "Yo, that's actually perfect." So it's gonna be for that. I got another video coming out probably before that one, which is gonna be off of Diamond, but yeah, which is with me and Wolverine. Yeah, so it's just simultaneously, man.
Yeah,
just keeping
man.
it going, man. Yeah.
Rock the mic, shoot the video.
Yeah.
Newark.
Oh yeah, man, rap shit, man.
That's that rap shit for sure. So let's talk about the new album. I'm having trouble pronouncing it. Tell me if I say it right. Sui Generous.
Nah, it's Sui Generous.
There we go.
So,
now, can you tell us what it means?
So Sui Generous it's a Latin word or Latin phrase rather that means of its own kind. So if you listen to the project, between certain records, there's little explanations of it. So yeah, that was all Ned Schimmelfinney. He was like, "Yo, I got this." He was like, "What should we call the project?" And he was like, "Yo, I got this name." He's like, "I don't know if you'd be interested or or if you like it." And I was like, "Nah, what is it?" And he's like, "It's this word called sui generis." And then once he broke down the meaning and everything, it was kind of like it fell in line with what we were doing. So yeah, so I thought that name was perfect, and I thought it was different, and I'm sure a lot of people were probably gonna be like, "What the hell does that mean?" So yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean the thing is like, a name like that, once you hear the pronunciation of it, you're good. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. But the cool thing about it is that it's gonna be really rare for other people to have another project named that. So you kind of once you own that, you know what I'm saying? Which now in the digital age, that's important. You know what I'm saying? To have unique names and
yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, man. So that exactly was my thinking when when Ned presented the name, I was like, that's different. I was like, I'm sure a lot of people, and that's not, and obviously, it's not even the correct spelling of it.
Yeah.
It's actually the Sui part. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's like SUI.
Got it.
So yeah, it was
Like the
yeah.
French,
So
like the French oui,
yeah. So
right? Je suis action figure. So it's like kind of like right,
yeah,
right, right. Got it, got it.
but yeah, man. So as far as that project, man, so it was like early on. That Shimmelfinny was I used to go by a prior name, and I collabed with him on one of his earlier projects. So when it came time for like action figure stuff, I had hit him up one day. I had did my first song. I recorded it with COVID. It was for a mixtape for a hip hop fanzine called Street Dreams,
Yeah,
and I did it for that tape. The tape was it was for the Umbrella issue that they did, so that was pretty cool. Shouts to the Umbrella, man.
yeah,
But so when I did the joint, I sent it to my guy Ned, and I was like, "Yo, this like here." I was like, "Yo, this is some new music. There wasn't new music for me for a minute at that time." And I was like, "Yo," and I produced the beat. So when he heard it, he was like, "Yo, like this is incredible. Like, are you gonna come back?" And you know what I'm saying. So he was the first person to really that I shared with any about anything action figure related at the time, and it was so early that I was like, I don't know, maybe. And
yeah.
here we are now, and he threw me a beat. He was like, "Oh, I was gonna give this beat to Fat Boy Sharif." He was like, "Yo, listen to it, and I'll see if you and Sharif could collab on it." And when he gave me the beat, it was the Fine Establishment's beat. And I had a whole I wrote to the whole
Yeah,
beat. I was like, "Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think we're
you're
gonna
just
need
like
the Fat."
like it just came
Yeah,
out.
yeah. So it was just one of those beats, man, that I just went crazy as soon as I heard it, and I just knew what to say on it. And I hit him back. I was like, "Well, I don't think we're gonna need the Fat Boy Sharif collab,
There's no
but
space
yeah,
for him.
yeah,
I did
yeah,
Sharif's part too.
right."
That happens, bro. You the
Mhm.
creative process. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You'll connect with Sharif on something else in the future. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I hope so,
Yeah,
man. I hope so, man. He goes
that's dope,
crazy,
man.
so yeah.
The so many gems that you're dropping there.
Mhm.
So we'll just jump all over the place because your discography
Mhm.
is really cool. You
Appreciate it.
talked about Fanzine, right? They were also involved in your debut album.
Right. Yeah, man. So they helped kind of bridge the gap between everything as far as MCs, as far as getting the tapes done and cover art. Shouts to my guy K, man. He made the process kind of easy for me, man. I had met him on the train,
Yeah,
and I seen him, and I was like, and he was holding packages. I guess like he was sending out packages of the fanzine out, and I was like, "Yo, are you?" I was like, "Yo, are you Street Dreams?" And he was like, "Hell yeah!" He was like, "Yeah," and I told him, I was like, "Yo, I got crazy records." I was like, I'm a MC, a producer. I was like, "Yo, nobody knows who I am, so could I submit you a song for the tape?" And when I sent him the song for the tape, he was like, "Yo, like, I'm down to help at least get the first project out for you, and wherever
that's
you take
dope.
it is where you do it." So yeah, so he helped
What
kind of
what
bridge
a
the gap with.
what a beautiful moment, right? That you had like
Yeah,
meeting him on the train.
yeah. It was just
That's cool.
random. It was just a random. It was random, and I noticed that a lot
Yeah,
of
man,
things
those are
like
the
that in
things in
life just
life.
happen. Yeah.
I did a I did an interview with Team Demolition, Team Demo, their producers, right?
Yeah.
And they were rolling out their project. And then I'm in LA and I go to the Target and I'm like looking at the stories and kind of, I just had you're on a high. Like after we're done with this, we're on a high. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
around like cool. And I meet the guy hears me listening to my phone. I'm walking around Target playing underground hip hop. And he hears a joint on my phone and he's like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I'm shooting the video for that." And I was like, "I just interviewed the producers." And that wound up being Starve Coleman. And we
Mhm.
connected. He's from New Jersey. He's from New Jersey.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yeah, the
yeah,
name sounds
and
familiar.
yeah, those synchronicities, man, maybe it's random chance, maybe it's something beyond our
Mhm.
comprehension, but they're beautiful when they
Absolutely.
happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And that meeting kind of just it changed everything because I was like, I've been making beats for so long and doing music for so long, and everything wasn't fully realized up until that moment. I was just coming back to it. So
Yeah.
when, it came, when I met them, man, they just put me in the right place, and they just, kind of helped everything out, man. I was really a nervous guy. Like, I'm nervous to hit people up. So,
Yeah.
Kay did it for me,
Yeah.
basically. So he did, he just helped out, and whenever he needed cash or anything, for me, to make something happen for me, man, that was it. So he was
Yeah.
just, kind of just the middleman to it. But
Yeah.
he didn't ask for anything. He just really just genuinely wanted to help, man. So you don't meet people
That's
like that
so
just genuinely want
so
to help.
special
Yeah,
too, man.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't get that every day.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely,
dope.
bro.
So
So it's just
then
one of those.
when we
I was just
move
gonna say,
forward
man, it's just
to
moments like that.
wrestling
Yeah, man. Yeah.
when so there was the next project was wrestling school. So when you did that, was that more on your own?
Yeah. So that one, by that time, Kay was cool, man. The Street Dreams team, they were good, but they were just like, they were kind of moving away from doing the magazine and everything. So, that, Haberdashery was kind of his last hurrah. So he was like, here, like, I'm gonna help you with this, but he just, let me know, like, in the beginning, like, I'm not gonna be around to help with the next stuff. He's like, but you got it from here, man. So just the habit, the stuff, everything that happened with Haberdashery after Haberdashery came out, um, it just piqued a lot of people's interest, and the name got out there, through obviously doing songs with Spit Gems and Daniel Son, Brain Orchestra, Josiah the Gift, obviously doing records with those type of names, of course they're gonna garner you some type of attention. So yeah, man. Wrestling school just came about. I always wanted to make a project in a day. I was always inspired. I was inspired by um, Freeway and Static Selector. I know they did one where they did a project in a day, and I remember they had it on live. They showed it on live stream, like the recording process. I remember like Mac Miller pulled up, Smith and Wesson. I forgot who else was on that project, but they just did a project in a day, and I always just thought of like how insane like the creativity would be, and I always wanted to accomplish that. So wrestling school was my way of trying to accomplish that. I decided, I was inspired by Alchemist, to do, because he has sessions that he calls rap camp, where he invites the likes of everybody to come into one room, no managers, no A&Rs, no labels, just making music, and a lot of the you get those crazy collaborations, like hearing like a Mac Miller and the Migos, and saying you're hearing guys like that, like, so I wanted to recreate that. So I came up with an idea for a session, and I just called it Wrestling School. I didn't know how much music was going to be made. I didn't know how many people were going to show up, if people were going to come with camaraderie, or if people just wanted to do, just their own songs on my beats. So it was an experience, man. It was an experience just being able to have a bunch of MCs come through, and, we did 9 records got done. The last one being Untitled with my brothers Eric the Red and Kibo Heedy.
Yeah.
Me and Key, we were the only ones that didn't record during the initial session, but everything that was done for the album was really done all in one session. So
Wow.
yeah,
So what is
yeah.
that? A studio block of 10 hours? Like how long, was the studio block?
So shout out to Astra, man. Shout out to War Ready, man. He's my engineer now. Through us doing wrestling school, we formed a bond and a team. And so I blocked the studio for 6 hours. We went over in 2 hours, and I was like, yo, I only got enough for the 6 hours. And War was like, yo, I'm good with the next 2 hours. It's on me. He's like, I want to get this
That's dope.
project done. Yeah, because it was just like midway into recording all these records, I was like, yo, where are we at? Like 5 records? I was like, yo, this shit is sounding like a project. So right there, we decided like, okay, this session needs to be its own project. It can't be part of anything. So it was just a
And
dope
in wrestling
experience,
school, did
man.
you do the production?
Yeah, I did all the production. So I I didn't know if I was gonna rap on it neither. Like that was the big thing that everybody was asking. You know, when everybody came together, everybody was like, "Are you gonna rap on it?" I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Yo, I
yeah,
don't know." I was like,
yeah.
"Let's see."
The
So a
million
lot of people were
dollar
wondering if they were
question.
gonna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people were wondering if they were gonna get a verse or not. You know, and but I ended up saving the last record. I have this thing with projects. Sometimes you know, like with Haberdashery, I started it and then I ended it. So I feel
That's
like when I
cool.
do production, like producer projects or anything, if I have to at least start it, and if I don't start it, I have to at least let the last thing on the album you hear be me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The last, you know. So
yeah.
that was the that was the goal behind that. So yeah. So
That's dope, man. That's cool. The
appreciate it.
did you start as, an MC first or as a producer first? Was there like one that came before the other?
Yeah, I started as an MC first, and
Yeah.
I did that for some time. Had little success, little minimal success, you know what I mean. But I stepped away from it in 2014. I decided to just step away from it. I wasn't, you know, things weren't going right. Things were different in my life at the time, so and I have been, you know, doing it for so long at that time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
and there wasn't like much success. There wasn't anything keeping me in hip hop, and I needed to just to change and just you know something else to do. So you know, I took a break from hip hop, but during that time, I had saw I was watching a lot of rhythm roulette.
All
I was
right.
watching a lot of so a lot of Mass Appeal's rhythm roulette, and I was just falling in love with the idea of going to a record store, finding records, you know, samples, making beats. You know, a homie had taught me how to make beats like a while back when I was in
Yeah.
my early incarnation, and then I just applied his knowledge. I just remembered the teachings. You know, just look for the spots with no drums and you know old records,
Yeah.
drums,
Yeah.
no drums. That's it. You know,
Yeah. The
so when I was
tell us
watching,
tell us what rhythm roulette is for the people who don't know.
I bet. So Rhythm Roulette is a Mass Appeal YouTube show where producers they blindfold the producer and have them dig for three records to make a beat. Sometimes they use one record. Sometimes you know the other two records end up being garbage, or sometimes they use all three to make one piece, or you know. So it's a YouTube show, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
So I was watching a lot of it, and I was just noticing how kind of easy it was to just, you know, and it was exactly how my homie had told me, you know, old records, the parts with no drum, and you know, and everything else after that is all creativity.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of sound that exists out there on records and also like on movies and
Hmm.
all sorts of formats from other
Yeah,
countries too.
yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
there's so many gems out there.
yeah, hell yeah, man. Because of because of production, man, producing has made me more eclectic in my taste of music, and especially from listening to international stuff and been going crazy in Russian crates, freaking Poland, France. You know, I'm name it. I probably dug it. Yeah,
That's
at this
dope.
point.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
So
something that you enjoy doing, like, going and digging for records?
yeah, if I'm be honest, it's my favorite part of making the beat is always the fun of finding a record store, finding the stuff that you know, just making sure to hear for the parts, man, and finding samples. It's I love it, man. It's a expensive hobby. It's definitely an
Yeah,
expensive hobby,
because
but
some people don't know what they got, right? So they
yeah,
charge you for
yeah,
it. The beauty is when you find them gems and they're selling them for $1.99.
yeah, man. It's just like I bought records from Brain Orchestra. I bought records from I caught records from Moscow. Like I've gotten this far, man. Like I got a guy on IG that he sells to like DJ Khalil, DJ Muggs. I'm sure he's giving Alchemist stuff, and I cop from him all the time, man. He just puts the sound samples up of what he's trying to sell, man, and you know, puts the price, man. I gotta wait that international, you know, for international mail to pop up, man. Shout out to Funk G, man. He goes by Funk G Beats on on Instagram. I shouldn't give that away,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I know about Funk G, Sylvia Freestyle.
yeah, yeah, Yeah.
That's some underground hip hop shit right there.
Yeah. So he's crazy, man. So he's out in Moscow, man. And he just, I don't know what knowledge he has, man, or how he acquired it. I feel like he's a young guy, man, but
Yeah. Nah, he's dope. He
yeah,
definitely gets his hands on things that you can't find stateside. You know?
yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. Like, yeah, man. I've heard shit like I've tried. I shouldn't even say this part. I mean, I've tried screenshotting the records and googling
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
trying to find go behind waves.
Yeah, no,
So yeah,
no,
man.
you're gonna have to pay up because it's just not
Yeah.
gonna the sound's not gonna carry.
Yeah. Because you know what it is too, man. I bought and I was buying waves from him. Like that's how I first
Yeah.
started. I was buying the waves, and then there was just something to me just about tangibly about holding the records and owning the records. I was like, you know what? I kind of want the vinyl now. So, and I think what it was too is that like I've got probably so many samples on my computer's hard drive alone that like my Fruity Loops doesn't let me put in anything over 10 minutes
Got
into it.
it.
So if I'm buying like the waves of the vinyl, he's giving it to me all as one straight file.
Yeah,
So if the
yeah,
album's an hour, he's sending me an hour on waves. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Since we're talking
yeah.
about digging, can you talk to us about the Tennessee tape?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yo,
UFO over Music City. Talk to us about that project.
yeah, I appreciate that, man. You're like the second person to bring that one up, man. So what that was, man, was just I had it was after I got married. For I had got gifted a Crosley record player, man, for my wedding. And I noticed on the back it had the ports where you could plug in and actually like plug it into to like a Focusrite.
Yeah.
So once I discovered that, man, right around that time I was taking a trip to Tennessee. My nephew lives out there, and he's a record head too, but he's more like into like heavy metal and all of that
And we'll
stuff.
sample
So
everything. All records are good. We'll sample everything.
yeah, I've done it. I've done it. So when we were in Tennessee, man, he just took me to a bunch of spots that he knew, and I was like, yo, you know what? I was like, I'm having fun on this trip. I was like, I need to just buy a bunch of records, man, and just make a beat tape to just commemorate this trip, man. So that's what I try to do, man. Anytime I take a trip anywhere, I try to at least go dig. I try to go dig, and then I'll come home and make a beat tape, just to like commemorate the trip. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, so,
Yeah.
so that's what that was.
Was
That's
it
what that
different in
trip was.
Nashville than like in New Jersey, New York?
Yeah, because you know what? I was in there asking them for Japanese jazz, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, you're in Tennessee. It's the home of country music." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
most of everything over there was mostly country music, but it was
Yeah.
it was it was, it was hard. It was hard. It was definitely hard, and I was early in my digging too. So that was the other
Yeah.
thing. So I couldn't like sit there and YouTube everything that I was looking at, and I didn't have at the time. I also didn't have like a portable vinyl player to bring with me to listen
Yeah.
and the whole nine. So I was digging blindly and just hoping for the best. Man. So I'm
Yeah. So
happy
how does that work?
I made enough to. What's that?
You bring the record player with you into the vinyl store?
Sometimes. So most of the time, I try to shop at places that have a listening section already. So
Yeah.
as long as if they have a listening section already, I'm in there for hours. But if they don't, I recently got it for Christmas. I had got a portable record player that I have been bringing with me to spots that don't have record players. And I saw that, and the idea that I got that from was I had seen what is it called? Mad Lib digging in Brazil.
In Brazil,
I had seen a
yeah,
YouTube,
with Jay
yeah,
Dilla.
with Dilla and J Rock, and I saw they had the portable record player, and I was like, I got to do that now. Yeah, I got to get the portable record.
That's dope. That's dope.
player.
That's dope. So you have two projects, right? Luchadors were destined to go platinum, and
Mhm.
Luchadors were destined to go diamond. Talk to
Yeah,
us about those projects. Shout out
so
Wolverine.
yeah, shout out to my brother Wolverine, man. Luchador is going diamond and Luchador is going platinum and Luchador is going diamond. was a EP that we did, that me and Wolverine did. Wolverine had hit me up on Twitter, and he had heard some records. He had heard Haberdashery. So he liked the record I did with Micah Wright called Tommy Hilfiger versus Ralph Lauren. Um,
Yeah.
and then liked another record that I had dropped called Live from the Comeback, which was a drumless joint. So he just hit me up on Twitter and asked me if he sent me a beat, if I would rap on it. I told him, yeah, if it's something I like. And then, he sent me one. He sent me that one. It was really good. He sent me the first beat he sent me was the beat for Ultimo Dragon in WCW. And I was like, hell
Yeah,
yeah. I
that
was
joint
like,
is
this
a
is
bang.
amazing. Yeah, yes. So he sent me that, man, and then he had sent some others too, along with that. And I was like, yo, these other ones are really dope too. I was like, yo, you down to do a project? I was like, yo, let's do a project together. Mind you, at the time, I was in the process of putting out a self-produced EP at the time, and when I heard the Wolverine joints, I was like, nah. I put
No,
my project to the
we're gonna
back
do
for
this.
those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, these beats are different. Like, he just found them came at the right time, man. It was like it was maybe the day after I recorded Untitled with Key, and me and Wolverine were talking on Twitter, and I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, man. And just wrote the records.
That's
I wrote
dope,
the
man.
records by my pool. Wrote the records by my pool, man, and just yeah, man, and everything else was history kind of after that.
So Luchador's going platinum was first. Did you already know you were
Mhm.
gonna do it like two projects, or when you finished one, you were like, "Yo, let's keep going."
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of what happened. So, after Platinum, me and Wolverine, we got really cool and really tight, and just became homies. We became part of the crew, man. And yeah, man. And after we finished Platinum in one session, and right after that, let's go for number two. Fuck it. So
Yeah,
he sent me a bunch of beats that were really good, and we had that done maybe like a couple weeks after we did platinum. So like the end of 2023, we were just kind of that was what me and Wolverine were doing. We were just kind of cooking all that stuff up and kind of building towards what we got going on right now in 2024. So
yeah, that's dope. Now, when it comes to like the way they do like album sales, right? You got
hmm
platinum like 1 million, diamond is 10 million. Is there something
yeah.
coming after that? Is there like luchadores going? You know what I'm
Oh no,
saying?
man. So it's funny, man.
Intergalactic.
So it was funny as hell, man, because we were talking about that in the beginning. And we were like, yeah, he was like, yeah, after Diamond, we're running out of precious metals. So I was like, yeah. So we
Adamantium.
ended,
Yo,
yeah,
adamantium.
we were thinking adamantium too. We were thinking that one too, but we were like, nah. We were laughing. We thought that shit was funny as hell. That was the first thing he said. I was like, nah, let's do. So we ended up going with something else for the like. I was trying to do with Wolverine, man. I said I would do an EP with him for every season this year. So far we've
Oh,
done
that's
the
dope.
yeah. So when we did Platinum, we dropped in winter. Diamond was in the spring. So we're definitely cooking one up for the summer for sure. So
That's
yeah,
dope, man. Thanks for sharing that. And that's a good
absolutely.
segue into what you got coming down the pipeline because you were just performing in DC like 2 days ago, shooting a music video, right? You've been steadily like releasing projects and
Mhm.
really busy, really prolific output.
Mhm.
What else do you have planned that you can share for 2024?
So I got two projects coming very soon, actually, very very soon. So I have an EP with my brother Oz. He's part of my crew, the Astra crew. Um, he's so we got an EP together called "Pray for Puerto Rico" coming out. So as far as feature wise on there, I got a joint with Dusty Reynolds. I got a joint with my brothers. Yeah, so I got a joint with my brothers Key, my brothers Eric, and I got my wife on the project too, so she's going crazy on there as well.
Dope.
And then right after
Does
Pray for
she
Puerto
rhyme or
Rico, the next
sing?
so she's doing kind of spoken word, but she's rhyming, but she's going crazy. Man. It's gonna be dope. I
That's
think
dope.
I think people are really gonna enjoy that one a lot, man. So Yeah, and then right after that, me and my brother Eric the Red, we're coming out with a project called Twins. So it's a whole album that we got coming, and oh man, it's a it's half produced by like my crew. So I got a beat on there. Wolverine got two beats on there. My brother Oast got two beats on there. Um, my brother Lito has joints on there, and then we reached out to guys like Zilly. We did one with Zilly 900. We got 29 Kill from Japan, Lynch Villain from Argentina on there. So, and then the features on there are crazy. We have a list of people that you know, we got a joint with Chubbs coming out real soon, Chubby God. So that's going to be crazy. Lame Wolf, Benji Socrates is on there going crazy. It's just, yeah, man. There's a lot of dope shit on the way, man. A
Yeah, you
lot of
got
dope shit on the way.
a crazy 2024 coming up. So
Yeah.
many questions right there. So I want to make sure that we cover your crew, right? Because
Mhm.
they play a big role in your success, your music, your creativity. Let's make sure that we
Absolutely.
know who we're talking about, shout them out, and make sure everybody gets their shine. Who is your crew? Talk to us about them.
All right, bet. So as far as MCs, is myself, is my brother Eric the Red, my brother's Kibo Heedy, Stack Skrilla is part of that as well. Production wise, it's Wolverine, myself, my brother Os, Carlito, my brother Lito. My engineer is also a producer as well named War Ready, so he's the one that's been behind everything post haberdashery. So wrestling school, the Luchador series, Sui Generis as well, Break Reporter, and everything coming after everything, basically. So, yeah, so that's the crew in a nutshell right there.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Thanks for breaking down like who your crew is and what the different, different people who make up your crew, the different things that they contribute
Mm-hmm,
to it. You talked about Pray for Puerto Rico, right?
mm-hmm.
You've got another track called Los Boricuas. Are you Puerto Rican?
I am Puerto Rican. Yeah.
That's dope.
So
That's
I
dope.
come, yeah, I come from a lineage of musicians based out of Puerto Rico. Like my family bloodline, I share bloodline with Willie Colon, um, Mexicano 777, who's a pioneer in just reggaeton and Puerto Rican hip hop in general. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. And that joint, Los Boricuas, features my brother Chris Blades, who's also Puerto Rican, and he's also an independent wrestler as well. So yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's dope. So much talent in Puerto Rico between music, acting, dance, fashion, right? Such a special place in the world, really. Separate from me being Latino and growing up around all of this, there's certain pockets in the world that produce,
Mm,
and Puerto Rico is one of them. So that's really dope. Let's talk about the mask. Let's talk about your love for wrestling, lucha libre,
mm.
how that came about.
Yeah, man. So I'm a wrestling head, man. So I grew up on early WCW, ECW,
Yeah,
Attitude Era, WWE. So as far as like the WCW aspect, they were big on luchadors. So one of my favorite wrestlers is Rey Mysterio Jr. And he's worn
yeah,
the mask his whole career. So I'm just a fan, man. I just love the pageantry, and I just feel like rap and wrestling are one and the same. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They
yep,
have both parallels. You know what I'm saying? There's an underground, just like there's underground rap, there's underground wrestling. Just like there's independent hip hop, there's independent wrestling, and you
yep.
know major wrestling, the whole nine. So you know what I mean? That's just it's just something I just loved, and donning the mask, man. That came from my wife, really, man. She was just like, I know, when I was making the music, she just knew that what I was making was gonna be special, was important, and she was just like, I'm happy you're doing the music. She was just like, I want you to. She's like, I wish that She just said something to me one day, and she's just said, I wish you could release the music, but you not release the music. You know what I'm saying? And when she said that, it kind of got my mind thinking. And Doom had just passed, maybe sometime a couple years after, before that happened. But I was just thinking about a mask, and then the wrestling shit just came to mind, and the luchador mask came to mind, and I was like, yo, like I remember just Rey Mysterio always having crazy match, different masks for different matches.
Yeah,
He would have like a Joker one, a Superman one. I just thought of just as soon as I thought of that, I just thought of all like the fun I could have with just the different masks, and it just it inspired me on a different level besides just doing the rap and doing the music, and I kind of knew it would set me apart, but I didn't know it was gonna I didn't know that all of this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But
that's
yeah, so
dope.
if it wasn't for wifey, man, and it just got me thinking, man, and this wouldn't this mass thing wouldn't have probably been a thing, man.
That's beautiful. Well, shout out Wifey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Incredible idea. It's amazing how you can have a career being yourself, right? And then change up something like,
Mhm.
step away, grow and develop, become a producer, and then come back and rebrand yourself and then take off. That's really dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really
I
dope.
just yeah.
The now to get into like the masks, do you have them custom made? Do you have different masks? Are there ones that you're looking at that you're like hella, ooh, I'm gonna get that one right there, you know?
Yeah, man, I'll be real. I grabbed a bunch off of like to start them off. I was grabbing them off of Amazon,
Yeah,
and then wifey had went to her friend's bachelor party, and not bachelor party, bachelorette party. Excuse me.
yeah.
She went to a bachelorette party in Mexico, so I was like, "Yo, if you see any fire masks,
Yeah, you're going to the
copy them."
motherland, right? You're going to
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
motherland of masks.
So like the mask thing has always been cool, but my wife had bought the blue demon mask, which is the one I'm wearing now.
Yeah,
She had bought the mask, and I was like, damn, I was like, this shit looks dope. And then I was like, this shit is crazy when she brought it home, and then I saw like the metallic that it had here.
yeah,
It was shiny. And then maybe later that week, I did my first show wearing it, and just the way the stage lights hit the hit the hit the mask, it just looked different. So ever since I started wearing the blue demon mask, that was when things started happening, and people started to take notice, and I just stuck to this mask because I just love the metallicness of it, and just the way it just looks with my eyes. So
yeah. So
yeah,
that one that you have on is an authentic luchador mask from Mexico.
yeah, yeah. CML. So it says it's semi pro. They're saying so. It's like I, technically I probably shouldn't wrestle in it, but yeah.
That's
So
dope.
yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, man. When I was growing up, I loved wrestling too, man. I'm from like the earlier era. Like I loved Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair back when he
Okay.
was in NWA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, the Road Warriors, like that whole era.
Hell yeah.
Man, I ordered WrestleMania 2 when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Oh
dating
wow.
myself.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that as a kid. I begged my mom and watched it.
Yeah.
That's
I
when
remember those
Hulk
days.
Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant, right? That
Right.
was like I watched that joint live as a kid, mind
Yeah.
blown. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
See, I
So
wasn't alive for that one yet, but I think I was a little kid when that. I'm trying to think what year was that when that happened.
yeah,
I feel like it was
yeah. Rest in
'86 or
peace,
something
Dusty
like that.
Rhodes.
Yeah. Rest in peace. That's
That's
for
dope.
sure, man.
Now, if you could share a story with us, um, uh, wifey's been, a main component in your career, right? But when
Mm.
you got married, right, you actually produced the beat that you came down the aisle. Can you share with us the story, the beat, all of that back?
So yeah, when I was yo, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're the first person to ask me about that. That's really dope.
I
So what
be
happened
digging,
was,
bro. I be digging.
I appreciate that heavy, man. So what happened was, I was thinking of song like when it came down to thinking about the wedding, man, and having my groomsmen come out. I was just thinking about like what's a dope ass song that or dope beat or something that they could come down to, And I just thought about West Side Gun and Rock Marcy's joint. What the hell? What is it called? I forgot. Damn, I'm forgetting the name of it right now. But I know it was produced by the Purist, and
Yeah.
I couldn't find the I couldn't find the instrumental for it, unfortunately, man. And I wasn't gonna come down to West Side Gun's verse. So
Right,
I
right,
sure as
right,
shit
right.
wasn't gonna come down to Rock
No,
Marcy's verse
no,
either.
that's not
So
the move.
yeah. So perfect plex. There we go. It was perfect plex. Yeah, shots to Wolverines. I see it in the so yeah, man. So I heard the beat and I was like, damn, I couldn't find the instrumental for anything. So I just went on Who Sampled, found the found the sample, and then I just got to chopping and just pitching and everything, and that's what we came down the aisle to. And it wasn't even I didn't get it 100% spot on because theirs was a little with the way Rock and West had it was a little faster than I had it, but it was cool.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so
I should have told him
dope.
that when I met him. Yeah, I should have told Wes that when I met him.
Yeah, no, that's such a special story. The fact that you produced it, that you knew the mood that you wanted and the feeling you
Absolutely,
wanted, and you couldn't
absolutely. And
find
then
it, and you
right,
did it.
and you know what? Absolutely, man. And I saw, and the big inspiration behind that too was I had seen the video that where they had it was the what Fashion Week in Paris, where
Yeah,
they had like the off white fashion show, and he had the models coming down with to Perfect Plex. I was like, yo, it's just so much that went into it. It was like a real like hip hop thing, but there's not many people that went to the wedding that even know that I even did that or what that even was. And I'm sure they
yeah.
probably don't even think that I did it. So.
That's so cool, man. The story is an amazing story, and it kind of shows not only so much about you, but also your union, and that you guys had that special moment. Have you ever thought about using that beat that you created, even though, the sample's out there and it was based off of something, but it's so sentimental to you, your relationship, that moment in time. That could be a dope idea.
Nah, you know why? Because Western Rock really, I love that record. Like I shed tears to that record.
Yeah,
'Cause it's just so damn perfect, bro. Like they don't ever have to make another collaboration again because of that record, bro.
yeah.
But nah, man.
That's
You know what's funny, man? Wolverine has a beat that he used the sample for, and he sampled it differently. I think I'm gonna rap on the Wolverine version.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
for the next joint, for the adamantium joint.
Luchador's going animate.
Hey, one of the things that's really cool about you is that not only is your name action figure, right? Um, you're a record collector, but you also collect action figures, right? And comic books. Can you talk to us about some of your prized action figure collections? You know, like if you had to pick like two or three of them and grab them, you know what I'm saying? Like these are the ones. Can you share with us some of your prized, pieces of your collection?
Yeah, so when I was a kid, man, there was this dope ass wrestling set that came out, right? And it was only three action figures: it was Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mick Foley. So it was called the Faces of Foley pack. And for the life of me, could never find it. When I was a kid, it was on eBay. It was super expensive. Um, and I never found it as a kid. And then during the pandemic, man, shouts to the Stimmies, man. I ended up buying it off of my nephew. So during shout out to my nephew, man, the same one that has the spot out in Tennessee and all of that.
Yeah,
He had came up on like a storage locker on some like storage war shit,
like
and it was
he
all
bought the locker.
yeah, and it was all vintage wrestling toys, and all in box on card. So he like came up tremendously. So in that, so
In
in
that
that,
joint was
yeah,
the coveted one that you could never find.
right. So in there was that coveted one that I couldn't find anywhere, and he sold it to me for dirt cheap too. Yeah, I didn't even spend. I think I only spent maybe like $30 on it,
Dude,
and I
this is
probably
your
should have
favorite
spent.
nephew
Should have
right
spent way
here.
more.
all
Yeah,
other nephews got mad. They gotta level up because
yeah, for
nephew's coming
sure, for
through.
sure. Yeah, man, he came up on some stuff
That's
like
dope.
Storage Wars. Yeah, that shit was funny.
That's so good. And
Yeah.
what about your comic book collection? What's your prize piece?
So man, so I have this piece that is signed by this comic book is signed by both Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, right? So for those that
Wow.
don't know, like, so if you're a Marvel, if you're not into like if you've gone to watch the Avengers, Captain America, Spider Man, whatever, like any Marvel movie, you have to know these two names, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. So what happened was, I had bought this. It was like maybe a couple days before Valentine's Day, and I had bought this comic. I had went to a comic book store, and I bought the wedding of Reed and Sue from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I saw it for like $20 in the box. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it. So I ended up not opening it until like Valentine's Day. So I went to go read the book and opened it up on the first page, and I was like, holy shit, this is signed by Stan Lee. So then I showed my wife, and she's looking at it, right? And she's like, yo, you didn't see the other signature on there? And I didn't, the other signature, I was covering it with my thumb, so I was like, what other signature? So she gives it back to me, and I look, and it says fucking Jack Kirby on it. And I was like, holy shit. So, mind blown, fucking,
Wow.
yeah, I fucking, to the point that I went on Facebook, put the picture up of it like an asshole, tagged the fucking store, they unfollowed me, deleted the tag, everything, and yeah. I'm not allowed in that store anymore because of that.
No, that's
Yeah,
cool, man. That's
yeah,
cool.
man. So, so it's just the
So
rarity of that too. Like, just for people that don't know, like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, they both created, the Marvel Universe. But at a certain point in time in their partnership, they weren't friends.
yeah,
So it's just like the rarity of finding anything signed by those two is like trying to find a basketball signed by Shaq and Kobe Bryant.
that's
It's
good. Yeah,
like, yeah,
that's
it's
a good
impossible.
example.
Yeah, yeah. So it's super impossible to find. Yeah, it's super rare to find. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So you mentioned to us, you were out here in DC a couple of days ago. You, in addition to performing, shot a couple of scenes for a music video. You also mentioned another music video you got coming up. Anybody who goes
Mhm.
into YouTube and puts in Action Figure 973 is going to see you've been really busy at putting in video work. But you got one video, at least in the underground hip hop, was a little bit controversial, which was the Chinatown Sound video, right?
Yeah.
So
Shoot interview.
question to you. Would you go on Chinatown Sound? That's what you want, right?
So I'll be clear. I didn't do that video to gain any like attention from them or to get on the platform. It was just some high-minded art shit that I thought of one day, and
Yeah.
I had did the song, and I was listening to it back, and I had the bar where I'm like, the Chinatown Sound freestyle is trash, you're off top freestyle on white bass. I was like, yo, why don't we why don't we do the music video? I was like, we're showing them love. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and from there it was just, put it out, and it got misconstrued in a different way. So,
Yeah.
but I would go on there. I would definitely go on there. But there has to be a conversation that needs to be had between me and those guys. Like, I'm gonna be real. I just think it's the case of like, I don't know if anybody heard that LL Cool J interview that he did, where somebody asked him about the cannabis situation, and he was like, oh, I've been meaning to apologize to cannabis about that. He was like, at the time my ego wouldn't let me take a compliment. And I think these guys just
Mm,
are just so wrapped up in their own world and what they have going on and everything that they're just not trying to take the compliment.
yeah.
I still show love to them. I still got nothing but love for them, and I love Chinatown Sound regardless of whatever happened between us and them with the video and all of that. But
Yeah. I think it's dope as shit. I
I
think,
thought
like,
that's
honestly,
what I
like,
thought too.
as a fan of hip hop, it's so hip
Mhm.
hop. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Like,
man.
like
Yeah.
listen, if somebody went and like made a video and couldn't get access to me, and put somebody with a driver cap and did the whole Cristopolis thing, and
Yeah.
had it in their music videos, like that should be the most. That'd be the biggest compliment. It'd be the biggest
Right.
compliment,
Right.
and
In
it's
my thinking.
so hip hop. That's what
Absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
do.
And
We
I totally
find things
agree.
and we
I totally
sample
agree.
them and we remix
I
them.
Right, and I totally agree. I totally agree with you because I've seen people do like parody videos of things like like I say it, we Weird Al Yankovic a Chinatown Sound freestyle. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah,
funniest sense of it, and we were showing them
yeah,
love, and to be honest, my video editor, shouts to Cars Kappa, man. When we did the video, when he was sending me the video, he was like, "Yo, so I think it'll be dope for a couple of bars of the song. Why don't we cut the beat out, have you do the acapella for a little bit, and then go back to the beat, and just to show them love, just to stamp it that we're showing them hella love, and you know what I'm saying, and the fact that that whole situation got totally misconstrued. That, it puts a damper on it, but I love the video. I stand on the video. I stand on everything I said on the record. I totally stand by it, and it is what it is, man. It's hip hop at the end of
listen,
the day. It's art, and you know what I'm saying?
it's art, bro. It's art.
Right.
It is like it's you're doing hip hop within hip hop. You know what I'm saying? This shit's so
Hmm.
meta. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
dope. It's dope. It's dope,
Hell yeah, man. I
my bro.
appreciate that, man.
It's dope.
I appreciate that.
So
And it was
and
like
very
it was funny
creative.
because
You and you're very
I
creative.
appreciate that.
Very,
I
very
appreciate that.
creative, very original thinking. People get into feelings about stuff, and that's gonna happen all the time. That's gonna
Absolutely.
happen all the time. You know, so you had the beef with Drake and Kendrick, and then Drake goes and he uses Tupac's voice and Snoop's voice, and for the first day, people are like it's genius, and then for the next day, people are like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they were talking,
yeah.
but they were talking about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it's just one of those things
Absolutely.
with creativity. You know what I'm saying? That like you're always you sometimes you got to make some people unhappy to get what you
Mhm.
got inside of you out, all the ideas. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely got
Absolutely.
my attention. It definitely got
I appreciate
my
that, man.
attention. You know what I'm saying? And it was
I
very
think
original.
for my videos, man, I think that was the one that I, I, I won't say it's viral because it's at 2K views, and but it was
Yeah,
the one that is viral for me in that situation where that was the one that got people paying attention to me more, and
yeah,
people were like, okay, there were a lot of the questions probably that came out of that was kind of like, who the hell is Action Figure? So
yeah,
it put my name in a lot of people, in a lot of people's conversations, and I get DMs all the time where people are like, "Yo, I love the Chinatown Sound video." So it's always funny. Yeah, it's just hilarious. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that's dope. That's dope, and that's the way it is, man. This is the field that
Yeah.
we're in. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
mentioned there's another music video coming out before the one with the
Hmm.
footage that you shot in DC. What video is
Yeah.
that?
So if you purchase the Luchador's Going Diamond CD, there was a bonus record on there called Hulk Hogan's Revenge. So I shot the video to that. So
Yeah,
I wanted that's one of my favorite records. I think I love all the records that me and Wolverine have done, and I think that as of right now, that's my personal favorite one. I just think it's a beautiful record. I love the beat. I just love everything that I was saying on the record, and just everything that just comes with the record. So I wanted to shoot a video for it, and it took a while for me to come up with a concept, and I finally found one that I felt was right. So that should be coming out soon. I think within the next couple of weeks. So yeah, man.
that's dope, my bro. Yeah, that's dope. Now, as we start to wrap, I want to make sure that people know how to connect with you because not only are you an MC with a bunch of dope albums and EPs that you've been dropping, performances, but you're a producer too, and you produce like the project you did with BCP and like all the stuff that you've been working on. if somebody wants to connect with you, whether it's as an MC, they're a producer, or they're trying to do a featuring with you, or as a producer, they're trying to like, they love your production, they saw what you've done with BCP for yourself, for other artists, and they want to talk about purchasing a beat, what's the best way to get in contact for business with Action Figure?
Uh, Man, just hit me up, DM me, man. I'm personable, man. So I don't mind people asking and having conversation, man. My DMs are always open. So I was just saying, yeah, man. Just hit me on the DMs, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's Action Figure. You had a tremendous years from 2022 to 2024. The clip at which you've been moving and releasing beats, albums, EPs, music videos, interviews, merchandise, performances. Like 2 days ago in my hometown of DC, you've been killing it, my bro. And at this pace, man, I think you're gonna continue to just bust through doors and break through ceilings, glass ceilings that we create for ourselves. So I commend you on that, my bro.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
It's just like, I just have a great team behind me. I just have great people around me that just, they equally want to see me succeed just as much as I want them to succeed. So it's just having a good team, man, and just having people that are just inspired, man. It's just I can't go like this action figure thing doesn't happen without Mrs. Action Figure. It doesn't happen without War. It doesn't happen without Karsh. It doesn't happen without Wolverine. Eat a Red, Key, everybody. So it's just having a proper team and just having good people around, man. I'm blessed, man. That's all I can really say, man. It just comes down to that.
bro. That's dope, man. That's dope. Action Figure, my bro. It's been an honor to have you on the Cristopolis show, right? Drop a couple more projects and we'll run that joint back.
Hell yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, man. I definitely want to, man. Thank you again, bro. I really, I appreciate it, man. This is dope, man. I'm really glad that we got to sit down and really do this, man. I'm proud of it, yeah. I'm proud of this, man. I
Thank you, my
man.
brother.
I'm glad you noticed, man. I'm glad you're enjoying what you're hearing, man. And I just want to keep making sure that you enjoy the next work, man. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, my bro. I'm excited to see what you got coming in store with Wolverine and the other projects you got coming, what you're doing as a producer, you know what I'm saying? And the new music videos.
Absolutely, man. Can't
That's
wait,
dope.
man. I can't wait for you to see everything, man. Especially the DC one. DC one is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Thank you,
It's gonna be
my
fun,
brother.
man.
All right.
Thank you again.
We'll run it back. Salute.
Definitely, my brother. Salute, man. Thank you again.
Peace.
Peace, my brother.